Check, check. Hello, everybody. I am Zach. It's great to meet you. And what I'm doing today is taking a song from a client, and we're just going to build it out from scratch. This is quite literally just a skeleton right now. And we have some loops that the original songwriter wanted to use. And I'll show you a before picture in a little bit. But the main idea is that we have a skeleton with the lyrics. We've just uploaded that for copyright. And then aside from that, we've got me playing some chords to outline the chordal structure. We've got the song actually built as far as the skeleton. This is subject to change. And then last thing is we have the original songwriter's ideas. So now we're going to be transforming those over the course of probably a week or so here. But I am a one-stop shop producer. I play all of the instruments. I sing all of the vocals. We make everything from scratch. We don't use any AI. We don't use very many preset samples, with the exception of maybe some risers and some shakers and things like that. Aside from that, we try to build out everything right here live. And so anyway, super excited to dive right in. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send this link to the original creator, and I'm going to show a little bit of our skeleton that we currently have, and then I'll explain right afterwards. Here's some of Golden Thread, written by Ward Nichols. His info as far as where you can find his existing music. He has some of his music on YouTube. He has all of his music on Spotify. You could check out Ward's platforms in a little bit, but for now, let's jump in and let's take a listen to a little bit of what he's got going on. This is my voice and my chords, and then anything else you hear are his original loops that we worked with. So here's what it sounds like. Let's jump right in.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
Go. Just got it sent out to the original artist.
Cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the
While we're listening for a sec, I'm going to grab some of the lyrics and put them in the Logic project.
So I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
And then we go into a verse 2.
The line of the golden thread.
Thread. It's probably something we're going to do.
Hot asphalt burns underneath my feet.
By the way, let me know if the volume sounds good with
knows the sound.
let me know if the volume sounds good regarding the microphone, and let me know if the volume sounds good regarding the track itself. So I want to give some context around what's happening. Let me open up another project real quick, and then we're going to dive in fully and start doing some producing with maybe some synths, maybe start doing some producing with some guitars. We've got drums. We're going to be doing the whole thing here live. So I'm going to be here for a while, and anyways, if you're joining afterwards, feel free to use the 2x speed button, set it to 2x out, and then slow it down when you actually want to hear some of the actual, like, what I'm playing produced. So give me 1 second. I'm going to open up my other project that shows the original, and then we're going to see if we can start showing how I problem solved for those things. And then we'll come back to this project, which I'm actually going to work on. Here we go. Check, check. There we go. Okay. Had to get myself a quick talkback mic so you could hear me. I'm running sound through just the Mac screen, the actual I'm sharing my whole entire like window, my desktop here. That way you can see and hear everything. But that means I have to have my input monitoring on so you can hear what I'm saying. So here we go. I'm gonna jump right in. And so what Mr. Ward did? Ward is he is a kind of classic rock esque musician, but he's recently gotten into more of the pop and the EDM genre, which he has some really cool words. I'll even just show you just a quick second of what he does. So Ward gives me some really incredible ideas and kind of poetic thoughts. And from here, we take these and we stitch them into actual like song lyrics together. We work together on that. And the last thing we do is we'll take some of his ideas musically and lyrically, and then we'll start forming them into a song. So here's, I know it's going to sound a little bit crazy right now, but that's just for context. He records with a drummer plugin that's just like there for him to keep time. Here's what that sounds like. Obviously, it's not EDM, but it does give him a consistent tempo and a vibe. Then he can play along some things. So he played a couple of pianos to do different things. He played a couple of different chords, a couple of on guitars, and then he's played an acoustic guitar, and he's got some synths here. These are ideas that he wants to include on his song. So he has the lyrics in mind. He has some loops that he wants me to build around in order to bring his vision to life, right? I'm a one-stop producer where that's just what I do. I take someone's ideas and I help them actually come to life in a way that is ready for the radio. So I think that's one thing that Ward is extremely good at, is coming up with just vision and ideas, and his poetic language is really, really rock solid. So if I can find a way to kind of help shape those into a palatable format, then that's what's going to really allow us to make his song come to life. So here, I'm going to turn off the drums because you've already heard what they are. They're just a static thing to help keep time. The next thing I'd like to do is take a listen to each instrument one at a time. And for the record, Ward, he doesn't really focus on like making them all sound perfect together. What he's doing is he's giving me building blocks to work with, which I think there's an important distinction. He tries to come up with some really unique ideas and parts. So let's take a listen to some of what he's given here. I'm going to put this with the click just for reference. And here we go. And that's the loop, right? So he wants that syncopated bum, 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 going down and then coming up. There's a way that we can absolutely use this in the song, and we'll show you maybe some ideas later. After that, he wants this kind of back and forth motion. I know that these haven't been quantized, and that's okay. Like that's not his job. That's mine. And so what he does is he gives me the vision. What I do is I help his vision come to life. So here's what this looks like. This early version piano is just meant to kind of have that fun, choppy rhythm, and it goes between F and E over and over again. This song is in D major / D minor, and we'll talk about what that means later. But the long and short of it is just that he had these parts. So let's take a listen. Now I know exactly what he means by that. He means da 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 da. Once we get this quantized to the 8th note, because we're at 130 BPM, that will lock in perfectly. After that, he's got this blue wave guitar. Let's check it out. So far, we have a D major chord going to an F major chord going to a G major chord. It almost sounds like that sort of bright, classic rock, maybe with a little bit of new age in there. It's just, I love the effects that he has on these with the ring shifter. I see it over here. He's also got some echo and some chorus. So these are some really fun guitar parts that he's layered in. Obviously on the other project, I have those quantized and fixed up to be really looking great, but there we go. Sorry, I had to check on whether or not the stream is actually active or not. That would have been really sad if I wasn't actually live. Okay, so then after that, he has this nice guitar, and then we have this. I'm gonna show the sharp chorus last because there's something special to talk about here. We have the synth that he put in. We're probably gonna find a different way to use this, but I love this pattern in general. Here's what this sounds like. What I love is that Ward has this really consistent idea of using some syncopated fun rhythms, and then the second thing I'm hearing is with that syncopated rhythms, we like going down in pitch and then hopping back up in pitch and then coming back down to the original. I think that that's a nice little roller coaster ride. So I want to use this and transform it into something. We've got two more loops to look at, and then we're going to go back to the original song here. So we hear an F major going to G major. We hear that lift, and it's two major chords right in a row within the key of D major. That's going to be the flat 3 chord going to the 4 chord. So that gives it a really like hopeful lift, and I love how that sounds overall. The last one that I want to show you, this is the most important loop. This is what I built the entire song around. This is going to be the acoustic guitar that he recorded. I cannot tell you how much I love this loop because it allows us to have so much freedom. Like I mentioned earlier, we're in D major and D minor. What that really means is that usually the key of D major, and I'll show you this on the piano, why not? The key of D major is supposed to have 2 sharps in order to sound like it's in the key of D, right? So that those 2 sharps are going to be F sharp and C sharp. Now, D minor, which is the same thing as F major, instead of having those sharps, it now has a single flat. So we are mixing the elements of D minor, whoops, and D major together. And because this last loop that I'm going to show you, this acoustic guitar loop, doesn't ever play an F natural or an F sharp, it only plays D, G, and A. It can fit within both the major and the minor modes. I thought that this is one of the biggest selling points of this song. Here's what the acoustic guitar sounds like. It's a tad bit out of time, but that's nothing that doing some light quantization, meaning taking what he played and pulling it a little bit closer to the grid. So you can see that this here, if we brought it right here, it would sound in time, right? That kind of thing. That's what quantizing is, or quantization is. It's taking either audio or MIDI. MIDI is the green, audio is the blue for now. And what it does is it pulls or rounds these waveforms, the attacks of these waveforms, and it puts it right on the beat. And so rather than sounding like this one would be a little bit late, it would be right in time. Looks like that one looks like it's pretty in time. This one looks like it's a good bit late, so that it would bring this waveform over here and make it sound in time. Most of you probably already know this if you're watching the stream, but I at least wanted to share a little bit of that. So let's go over and check out some of these loops that were included on the actual track that we're going to work on today. Here we go. Okay, I'm back. So what this looks like practically is we have included his his acoustic guitar loop pretty much the entire song because I think it's such a powerful loop. It provides a lot of those mid frequencies. Let's take a listen and look. It's perfect for doing what it's designed to do. So I'm going to mute my vocal and mute this chord outline thing. We're going to make another one. We're going to do keys play for a minute. Okay, so we're going to turn on my keyboard. And let me get my sustain pedal. There we go. Okay, so the chords here, because they never have a major or minor element, you can play major. Right? But you can also play minor, and it would still sound just as good. You have so much power because he never hits the F natural or the F sharp. He never actually hits one of those. So we have some room to be able to kind of experiment. So let me show you the chord structure, and then we're going to start building around it. That is my main goal today, is just to build as much as possible. Let's ignore my chords, actually. I forgot. I was going to show you his loops. We ended up transferring his 2 electric guitar loops. We combined them into one by adding elements of each. But here's what we ended up with. We use the chords D major, F major, and G major, which is hard to fit in melodically into the key of D major, but we made it work by the way that we did it. We kept this as is. We're going to need to shift this later, but we quantized everything as well. That should work fine as long as we're aware that there is a B natural here. As long as it doesn't run over a B flat somewhere in the rest of the chords, this will totally be okay. And then for the his da, 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 what I did was I changed that loop just a little bit. Instead of being only F natural, we also added an F sharp so that it can play inside of the chords that work within the song. Here's what that sounds like. So as you can see, instead of keeping it static the entire time with just those 2 notes, I did the same thing with this loop as Ward did with most of his other loops, where it goes down, then up in pitch. And I think that that helps this feel really good within the key, as well as it actually, I would say, even follows his original vision even closer. Then, of course, this one pretty much stayed the same. And so those are his loops. We have everything done. Now what we need to do, I've already sang a lead vocal. Now this one, if you've ever seen me before, you know that usually I am a country singer. However, I sing plenty of genres, not just country, I promise. And so this song here, I'm singing the pop genre. So I just use my normal, natural talking voice. Maybe I use a little bit more breathy tone. Sometimes I'll use a little bit more belted tone. And the idea is that I just wanted to support his lyrics well. There's a couple things that I probably need to re-sing, and that's totally fine. But
cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco.
Instead of the usual country, cheap coffee and the smell of old. Right, I'm just using my natural voice. Cheap coffee and the smell. I'm having just like a really conversational tone here. And the point is that pop music just requires something very different.
An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow.
Some registration shifts over to head voice here.
Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor.
In my melody, I'm also doing some elements of both major and minor, D major and D minor, right?
Noise in print.
That's E, C, D. Those three notes, well, one of those three notes, the C natural, does not fit in the key of D major. It fits in the key of D minor.
Noise in print. Analysis.
I just sang C, B flat, A. The B flat sits not in D major but D minor.
This falls to the floor.
Falls to the floor. We have, oops, sorry. Don't know why that modulation came on. There. Falls to the floor. That's going to be G, G, F sharp, D. That is now mixing the major and minor mode together because I'm using a C natural, a B flat at the same time as an F sharp, right? What that does is it kind of, it makes you question what emotion you're supposed to be feeling, which is kind of cool, right? When we're talking about the sort of practicals of verse 1 here, I love Ward's lyrics. These are actually like really solidly deep lyrics. Noise in print. We're usually talking about all of the things that you would read on like a social media news feed or something like that, right? Like noise in print, meaning words that are printed, sometimes they're just noise, right? So then trying to analyze all of your problems through all of the noise that's happening around you, this is useless. It just like falls to the floor. Like trying to analyze something is sort of mentally bankrupt, right? It doesn't really help you to just overanalyze your problems. It helps you to kind of go out and learn. And anyway, searching for a life, I don't lead anymore, right? That's just coming to the end of your patience, of your rope, where you're like, okay, I've got to make a change and whatnot. So, oh, there we are. That's not supposed to be there. That was one of the ideas that we had and tried to figure out a way to incorporate it. And then we move to the build, which we can talk about the storm inside, meaning like all of your issues, your problems, your anxiety, your frustrations, all of the things that you're holding inside, and all of the turmoil that's causing is aiming you towards a single vision, which means improving, helping your life by taking some action steps to really make positive changes in your life, and then moving the complexity from without to within, meaning moving all of the complexities and instead of trying to solve everything by doing external things, instead you're taking those problems and you're saying, okay, what do I actually need to do, right? It's untangling all of the wires in your pocket, so to speak, and then figuring out how to stretch them out in order to be whole again, right? So done chasing clouds in my head, done focusing on depression, on anxiety, on fear, right? You're making a bold proclamation, and then because the sun burns the wings, I thought I needed to spread. So instead of chasing after all of your ideals, all of your all of the sort of short-term goals where you want to make a lot of money or whatever, or you whatever goals you might have, like by realizing that this is a reference to what is it? I think it's Icarus, who flew too close to the sun. It's saying the sun is burning the wings that I thought I needed to spread. So instead, stitching the unraveling, meaning you're putting back together all of the things that have come apart in your life to make it mend, so that you can finally see the light of the golden thread. What is the golden thread? It's happiness, right? It's happiness, it's wholeness. So I love these lyrics, and so we have to find ways of taking our melody and our chords and then supporting this vision.
Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor.
Searching for a life.
Searching for a life I don't need anymore.
Okay, build.
The storm inside turned a single vision.
We're going to blend major and minor coming up in a really kind of weird way on the word complexity. And that just shows this sort of like complexity has so many facets to think about, so many, I guess, frustrating things. Like the more that you sort of peel back the layers, the more you realize that there's things to deal with.
Moving the complexity from without to within. The storm
And then we just repeat it, moving up to the chorus and so on. So we need to start building. We need to start building. Let's see.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco.
I want to start building some ideas to kind of go around. Maybe we'll start either in the chorus or the build. Might be good to start in the build. Nah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna build a bass. We may not keep this piano here. This piano is literally just meant to be a placeholder for the chords that are actually gonna happen. So let's go ahead and find some bass here. We're gonna put this acoustic guitar a little bit further up, I think. We're gonna put this right under the vocal. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna delete some of these things. What I'm aiming to do right now is just there we go. Start to, oh, I see what that was now. Clean up this file so that we can really start working on it well. All right. First thing I'm going to actually start with is maybe some kind of, oh yeah, I forgot. We just got an update on Logic here, so there's going to be all kinds of sounds in different places, but that's totally fine. Really what I'm looking for is some pads. So let's take a listen to see if we can find some good pads here that are going to work well for this song, and then we'll change them as needed. Don't love it. I don't like it for this song. Could be cool. We're gonna need to turn down the... We would need to turn down how long it sustains. Not bad. Okay. We might come back to Airways. Airways is pretty good. Too thin. Don't love it. Amber Dark is kind of all right. I'm gonna look and see if I can see any of these. No, not a chance. Sounds a little bit too 80s. I don't want that for here. Could be interesting. It's okay. No. Cloud diving? What does that sound like? No. Too twangy. I'm just gonna look through, find a couple different sounds, and then we'll get moving. By the way, this is really, for me, what production really looks like. I'm just looking for something that supports the lyrics really well. It's close. No, I don't like that. That's okay. You know, what was it we were looking at earlier? I think it was Air Choir Sweep, was it? Yeah. I think we're going to use this. We might have to go into Alchemy itself, and we're going to turn down the sustain a little bit. Make this a little less aggressive. I like the attack. We're going to still pull this down a little bit. delay and reverb we're going to turn down. Yeah, I like this. We're gonna start with this. We're gonna start layering right in. See if we can start playing some of these chords. So, one thing that I could do is I could just take the chords from here, but actually I don't know that I want to do that yet. Let me see. You know, we'll try it for right now, especially because I know that's going to save time. The chords that I played on the piano.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow.
I think there's too much attack on this because I'm hearing a pulse right at the beginning, so we're going to slow down that attack a little bit more. You know, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. It's like an interesting, like, little start. There we are. I love that little pulse that we have. So here's what we can do. We're going to automate this for the EQ here, but actually I want to go find a bass for a minute because the only things I want to have during this first verse are the acoustic guitar, this sort of air choir thing. We'll just call it air choir pad, and then we need to find a bass to go along with this that's going to be able to be really dynamic. So let's see if we can find a bass that works well. I know that cloud bass, typically speaking, works well for this type of build. Really is quite thick, quite ominous, which I like for this genre to kind of build some tension. We might need to slow down that attack some, though. I don't like how aggressive that is. And you know what else I want to do? We're going to turn down the delay and the reverb. That's fine. A little bit less detune. All good. Extra gnarl. What's that? Yeah, I like it straight a little bit better. The other thing I want to do is I want to turn up the glide. Glide means that we are taking one note, and instead of just going straight to the next, ba, ba, it's going to glide in between. Ba, ba, ba. I think that's going to work really well for this. Yeah, I think that's going to sound nice. All right, let's see if we can get this.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco.
I don't like the octave. I'm going to go up. Yeah, we're going to go up for the G, down for everything else. I'm recording this a little bit too hot. Let me pull everything down. You know what? We're just going to pull everything down while we're recording. No reason to have it loud. 1, 2, ready, and slide down to the B flat, up to the G, back to the D, B flat, and G. There we go, to the B flat, G. Then here, what we're gonna do is we might even make this cloud bass up an octave for this first part, and then go heavy for this next one. Feeling like this is delayed. Is it? No, it's not. All right. 5 and major 1. forgot that G needs to go up. So let's fix that before we even move on. We're gonna move that up an octave. There we are, and let's start building. Back to the D. Oh, sorry. No, that's B flat, my fault. Here we are, back to B flat. Moving up. D. All right, so this is probably fine for now. We're gonna go ahead and quantize this to the 8th note. Get this quantized to the 8th note. There we go. Cool. I actually like the idea of bringing it in a little bit later. Here's what I'm noticing is the cutoff might be a little bit too aggressive. Okay. Let's pull that in. We've got this. Hey man, thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, totally different genre and vibe, but we're gonna be hitting up a different composer's song today, and so looking. I like that little pulse. It brings a little bit of it brings just a little bit of like awareness, or it brings a little bit of ear sparkle to hear that pad just push forward and then come right back. Aside from that, we've got the bass coming up. I do think I want to play these chords real quick. Man, this is like from scratch, so I'm glad you're here. So let's see if I can get the chords here. I want to do 4, 5. Got it. All right, I'm gonna see if I can play these chords in here with these. I actually may want to switch to a different pad. Let me rephrase. I'm going to switch to another pad. We might keep this other one, but I think it works well for what it was. Let's see what we can find. I want something that's a little more upbeat. That way we can bring it out of that swell just a little bit. Nah, we want it to be out in front of us. Fun, big. Nah. Yeah. Epic Cloud can work. However, I want a little bit less of this LFO here. I'm going to put the release a little bit slower. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind this. I think this will be fine for what it is. I missed one note. Let me see if I can fix that one note. We're going to split this and go down to E. That way it can resolve back to D on the next one. I had that planned in my head and I just simply didn't play the note as well as I probably could have otherwise. All right, so this is not going to be in the form that it's actually in when it's finally done, but this is at least a starting place, and I'll show you kind of what the vision is.
Storm inside turned to single vision, moving the
Couple things we need to do. First of all, we need to get rid of some of these lows. We already have a bass. We don't need something this low. Let's shelf this. Yeah, all of that lows, we gotta go. It's gotta go. That can't be here. All right, so now comes the fun part. I probably shouldn't automate this yet, but I'm going to anyway. We're gonna have a separate EQ just to automate this. And we're gonna have some fun with kind of showing the magic here of what I'm intending. So this needs to build towards this spot. So what we're going to do is start with it dark, start with it deep. And slowly, this thing's going to come out from the water. You can see it slowly building. We're going to have a lot of things doing this. And slowly... Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. 1, 2, chorus, 2, 3, and then we're gonna have to explode with some drums and all of that business. So we're gonna call this bright pad. I don't know. Yeah, the automation is really where this track will come to life. I'm not sure that I actually like this. We're going to have a couple different pads here. This is literally just like from the start what I'm hoping to do. Don't love that either. Too bright. Let's see if we can find something that's just deep. But I don't want it to sound like a bass is the thing. I don't like it. That's cool, but I don't like it for this. Way too aggressive, although it's pretty cool for... No, too... Don't love that. That makes it sound a little more spacey, but I think it'll be in a really fun way. Geez. Solar flare? Too aggressive. Maybe I could adjust that. I kind of like the little fire effect with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine these two pads together, and we'll copy this automation data, pull this up here. What I'm going to do is we're going to lower that pulsing effect by making the attack slower. Pan tune, gotta see where I can bring this in. Nice, yeah, I think that this is gonna work a little bit better. We're gonna bring us way down and tame this thing regarding EQ. So what ended up happening is instead of that hop right at the beginning of this pad, now, because we've made the attack so slow, it's actually just fading in the entire time that I'm playing it. We're going to make that a little less aggressive. See how that sounds with the click. I think that's going to be so exciting. We're going to bring this down. And this is going to be, instead of the air choir pad, we're going to call this the air choir swell pad, because it's in the way that we've put the attack, it's swelling the entire time. And I think that's going to be a really positive thing. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Welcome back. Yeah, this is a very different from the country producing. No country twang today. This is for a different client. This is for a client that is doing he wrote the kind of the lyrics and then had a few fun little ideas regarding guitar. And so what I've needed to do is I've needed to take all of Ward's, that's his name. I've needed to take all of Ward's ideas and I've needed to find a way to build around them for a complete song. He's really good with like lyrics and he's really great with overall vision and he likes making some loops and it's a fun challenge honestly to take his loops and then build an entire song around it. It ends up being kind of interesting because I get to flirt with both D major and D minor in this song. So let's keep building here. I've got my air choir swell pad and then we've got this bright pad thing here going on. Let me see what this sounds like. Never mind. This is not the bright pad. I forgot what we even called this. Slow breath pad. Sure, we're gonna call it the crackly pad. Sure, crackly pad. Now we've got to also do some EQ with this. Okay, and now we're gonna do some EQ automation to kind of bring this out of the water. So we've got, we're gonna bring a second, well, why don't we just use this one? Why don't we just use this one? We're gonna go over here, we're gonna say EQ, we need to go up to high cut frequency and we need to bring this fellow out of the water slowly. And I'll show you what that looks like right on the EQ. I think I want it to come out of the water more, but hey, as to answer your question, yes. So I wouldn't say that I fully mix and problem solve. There's two different elements of mixing, especially for EDM pop. It's a little different for country, like what I was playing and recording and mixing yesterday. When you have normal instruments that are not as synth based, a lot of the mixing is just making that instrument sound good comparatively to EDM pop where we've got a lot of these synth elements. The mixing is really like there's the creative side of mixing where we're like crafting the sounds, getting some of the EQ where we want it to be so that the sounds actually fit. This would be very similar to a guitarist dialing in their tone on an amp before they record in, right? You still have to mix after that. There's still problem solving. They're like, there's still like the whole, once you're done mixing, like, oh, you know what? I don't hear enough of this instrument, or, oh my gosh, I hear that this is having a strange frequency issue and or hey, I'm hearing the dynamic range of this is too loud. There's a different side of mixing. So the side of mixing that I'm doing while I'm actually working, I'm producing and mixing at the same time. That's more like I'm just getting the instruments to function as intended within the song, and then after that we'll go through and do some more heavy mixing elements. Where Entertainment Junior, how are you, man? I'm doing great, thank you. I've finished up my project from last night. I have a mix that I'm going to sit on, a mix and master that I'm going to sit on from that country song for, I don't know, maybe when I take a break and I need to run an errand later, I'll end up listening to it in the car, make sure that I dial in any last details. But anyways, yeah, I'll probably listen to that mix from yesterday. And then aside from that, today, this is my only job. I'm not meeting with, to my knowledge, any clients. I might have like a small 20-minute meeting for a consultation. But aside from that, just doing my best to honor the work that Mr. Ward has given me. I love the cracklies that are coming in here. We're going to switch over to our bright pad here. And we're going to do the same thing as far as building. Let's bring our chord outline. This is like the actual chords that I need to follow for the song. We're going to bring that right below here just so we can see it. So we've got got a little bit of a build here. Absolutely. Timothy, I got you, my friend. D major going to B flat, G minor back to B flat, moving up to the C, D major here. Then we're gonna go back to the B flat here, G minor, and going to D here, and opening up that really big chorus, which I'll show you what that looks like in a second. I'm just trying to get some thematic elements going. I might play some guitars here for some ambience. I've got an electric here, and then we'll probably mix the drums. We'll mix some real drums in with some synth drums, which I think should be fun. There we go. I need to turn off these chords. I just realized that that was getting in the way. All right, there we go. This looks like it might be in a good spot. House where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. Bring in the bass. The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. Yeah, it's starting to build here. The storm inside turned a single. You can hear those pads coming in. Moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done. All right. We need to figure out what to do with. I'm just gonna build some light pad elements to start with, and then I'm going to. Cloud bass. We need to make another bass. Let's go all in here. Let's make like a really hyper aggressive, just nasty bass. Nah. No chance. We want something that's just in your face, disgusting. It's pretty filthy. That could be good for a high-end bass. It's not going to be that loud. It's not going to be in that in your face, but it does provide us that high end. We're going to mix that in as we go, but I just want to get the chords here. I actually forgot the chords. 1, flat 3, 4, 1. We do the same thing. 1, another flat 3, 4. Okay, flat 6, G minor. Okay, I got it. All right, I remember the chords now. We're gonna use this chainsaw bass to just absolutely plaster, but we're gonna also be side chaining this bass to the kick and the snare. Actually, we're gonna side chain all the basses. This is just the first one, the one that gets that grunge, that grime. I think we're gonna go up, and you know what I really want to do? I want to turn up the glide on this thing. I want to make this really just nasty. That's it. But love. I think that's gonna make it sound quite a bit nicer. All right, here we go. I'm done chasing clouds flat coming up.
So I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
B flat. Oh no.
The line.
Forgot. Chords are different there. We'll have to start right on this drop. That is a disgusting bass. It's not going to be this loud in the mix at all. We're going to tie it together with some of the other synths and then sidechain it to the kick where it's got that grime to it. All right, I forgot the chords now. G, F, G. Got it. Okay, we just have D, F, G. Going to the F and G and D, F and G and then from there we'll have that nice break. We'll have a big break before verse 2. Okay, so this sounds terrible in its current form. That is okay. Let's turn it way down and then let's go get ourselves another bass. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good time once I get the this first bass has a lot of just nastiness, some grime, some width, and then we're gonna put the actual deep bass right in the middle, and then we'll probably put a sub under that. We're gonna find a fun bass that's gonna have a lot of just thickness to it now, not as much. Let's turn this sucker all the way up. Not what I want here. Probably too much glide on that one. No chance. We will need the deep sub bass at some point. So you know what? We already have this. We're just going to go ahead and copy that down. And we're going to keep looking for our other bass. No chance. I don't mind. There's some of these things that sound okay, but too heavy or too grimy, I guess. Liquid gold was that? Nah, too dubsteppy. Terrible. We're looking for something that's really going to fit well as our main bass. I like how thick it is, but Mystic Caution. I don't want it to be so distorted. Hey, that'd be fun to use at some point. Ooh, that is so cool. I might use that later. It's got those fifths in there. I'm not going to sidechain with a preset. No shot. No shot. We're going to do that manually with just a gain plugin. I always like doing my side chaining. I don't even like to side chain. What I like to do is I like to automate the gain. A little too subby, but it's very close. It's kind of cool. Oh, no chance. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Maybe I should build something off of this. You know what? We're going to use big stadium bass. We're going to get the Chroma Glow out of here, though. Yeah, we don't need that. I want to shave off some of the top end. It's just too... All right, I don't love this one. Let's actually look and see if we can find something in... specifically within... Alchemy. It's close. You know what that sounds like? I think they literally use that exact sound for... I don't know if you've ever played Plague Inc., the game where you're supposed to create like a... You're supposed to create a a disease or a virus that's supposed to, you know, transform and mutate. I think that's the exact sound that they use for that game. That's crazy. Look it up, Plague Inc. Play it. It's really fun. Ooh, I like the mid frequencies of that. That's really nice and mid. Yeah, chip tune. Love that. Oh, no. No. Dark bass drive, this might be it. No. Don't like it. Done. Dark heavy bass it is. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and paste these down here. Make sure this is in the right octave. There we go. I think we found our bass for our drop. That's going to sound real good once we start moving here. And I know that's for the subs. We're going to turn that up later. This one's the main body of the bass. All right, we're good here. All right. Let's see what we else need can start with here. Yeah, we're gonna leave the bass out of verse 1. We're gonna drag this over to verse 2 though. 1,
Searching
2,
for a life I don't need
1.
anymore.
A little more motion.
The storm inside turned to single vision.
Now we need to find some sort of we have this bright pad that comes out of the water. I think that's going to be fine. The next thing we need to do is get some sort of ARP in here. So let's find a another pad here. We're going to do the bells later. We're going to get all that stuff. I want to get like the pads, like the main part of what we're aiming for here. So we need to find something that's just nice and dark and that is pretty cool. I still like that one. That one's okay. By the way, what we're gonna do is that's it. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. And we're gonna put on a MIDI effect to make this go bum 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 bum. But you'll see what I'm saying in a minute.
The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity.
Yep. There we go.
The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within.
There we go. We've played that. Let's get this all in time real quick. Let's shave off the end. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. We're gonna have a blast with this, I think, because let's get a MIDI effect in here. The arpeggiator. We're gonna do bum 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 bum. All right, 8 grid pay. I'm sorry, 8 beat grid here. We're gonna do dum 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 dum. It's a little odd time. We might need to fix the delay samples on that, but yeah. How do I adjust that actually? It's a cool sound, but we got to get the attack way shorter here so it's actually in time. There we go. That's sounding way better already. But I just realized this actually doesn't need to be like this. I just realized I goofed. So let me fix this. We don't need this one. We do need this one. We don't need this one. We do need this one. We don't need this one. We do need this one. Yeah. Yeah, I messed up with the actual routing of what was needed here. Dun, 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 dun. That was a 16th note grid rather than 8th note. Dun, 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 dun. Whoops. Dun, 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 dun. Let's bring that back down. Let's see if that works properly now. There we go.
Storm inside turned to single vision.
Now we just got to get it in time, because that is more so what we're looking for. I think I'd like to get it in time. Yeah, we hear that the ARP is not in time. What did I do wrong? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Do I have to include all these in order to keep it in time? Like, maybe I just do that. Maybe that will work. Yeah. Let's bring these down a little bit. Let's bring these accents up a little bit. I really want to feel the pulsing here. And actually, I don't even know that I want it to be in that octave. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take everything here, and we're going to go Shift, Option, down. That puts it down by an octave. 1 octave. Never mind. I don't like it.
Storm inside, turn to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
Man, this thing is wild. It's got so much upper range.
No,
There we go. That's a little more tame now.
done chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the
There we go. Much cleaner. Now we can start adding in some build elements and
cheap coffee and the smell of old. Cheap.
all right. Maybe we should take a look at Ward's elements real quick. No, we'll deal with these later. I wanna make sure I'm doing a good job at taking care of these and incorporating them in a really good way. Ward loops. These are gonna be his original loops. We'll take care of those in a little bit. We don't need the keys play. That's just for demonstration. We can actually put this right up by my talkback mic. There we go.
Done chasing clouds. Storm inside, turn to single vision, moving the complex.
There we go. I just realized there was a quantizing problem. So what I'm going to do is take this and repeat it. Uh-oh. Is it in the right spot? Yes, it is. All right, let's go ahead and paste all of this in. This is going to take care of a problem right now that I think will help us for the rest of this song. If we can get this layered in and figured out properly. Okay. We should do this one too, huh? Okay. There we go. That's going to fix that rhythm problem.
Cheap coffee and
All right, so what I want to start doing is building some like percussion elements here. We're going to build these down at the bottom. We're going to start building in. You know what? I don't even want to deal with it like this. We're going to go kick. We're just going to find a kick that we like. Who is it? I want to find a kick that works for this song in particular. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I really don't mind that one. We might come back to that at some point. It's got some nice high end to it. We'll use this as a placeholder for right now. That'll be for the we'll come back to it later. I just wanted to get a kick started for this. This is going to be probably during the chorus. We'll paste that, but for right now we need to find kick. This will be our main one for later. We need to find a soft kick, like an impact, boom kind of thing. We might just have to make it from scratch. You know what might be cool? Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go over to Alchemy. Wait, where's Alchemy? Forgot where to look for it. Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, we're gonna use Alchemy. Drums, cinematic. That'll work for right now. You'll see what I'm headed for in just a second.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old.
It sounds like crap right now. I know. That's not the point. We're gonna need to work with this for a minute.
Cheap coffee and the smell.
Okay, that's a nice impact hit just to start with. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so stinking cool. So now the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna use this as a way to tie together some certain things in the song. We're gonna need to bounce this we need to bounce this place so that we can get another impact kick on audio, and I'll show you why in just a second. We're going to take this and we're going to, where is it? Processing, automation, no, it's transform, it's playback maybe? Reverse, yeah. All right, we're gonna reverse this.
Cheap coffee.
There we go, let's pull this up. We're gonna put this one measure behind. Gonna fade it in a little bit better than it is right now. And we need to take out some low end from it so that it actually kind of...
Cheap coffee.
All right, sweet. I don't like the burst on this yet.
And the smell.
You know what? I'm not even liking this sound yet. Let me go back to the original, see what it sounds like. Yeah, we're gonna just use this instead.
Cheap coffee and the smell of tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls.
There we go.
Cheap coffee.
And we're gonna go ahead and rebounce this. We're gonna reverse this real quick. Pull this up here, and let's get this lined up properly.
Cheap.
Yeah, I like that a lot better. I like that actual transient, but we need to actually line this up right there. Cut, and just barely cut off the start of this. There we go. I think that this is gonna be much better now. Whoops. There we go. Let's get it faded in. Now let's listen to what it does when we hear the impact kick reverse. We're gonna say impact kick reverse.
Cheap coffee and the
Actually, I still think we have too much of this transient here. Let's see if we can get some of that out.
cheap coffee.
It's closer, yeah. Okay, let's pull it down. Pull this back some.
Cheap coffee and cheap coffee.
Okay, it'll work for now.
and the smell of tobacco.
And actually, we are going to mess with this now that we've heard what it does in the mix. There we go, a little bit softer on that hit.
Cheap coffee and the smell of
To make these match, we're going to do that.
cheap coffee and the smell of tobacco. Cheap coffee and
Cool.
the smell
We'll take it. Now we can use this as a way to, whoops. We can use this as a way to filter in the sections, make transitions and things like that. So let's go ahead and do that right before this build here. I'm cool with that. And of course, we might do it at the beginning of this course. We'll just stick it here as a placeholder for right now. Okay, that's probably gonna work for right now.
cheap coffee and the smell of tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel. complexity from without to within. I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
We'll figure out the rest of this later. Let's start getting some build elements here, and then it'll be easy to start layering in some risers and whatnot. Let's look up some risers. I have one that I really usually like to go to, but let's see. Nope. Actually, they just added a bunch of new ones, so we can listen, see what we can find. Yeah, we're gonna use the dopamine riser. This is a good one. We're gonna have to chop it up and make it our own, but
Storm inside, turn to single.
yeah, it's not working in its current state, but
Storm inside, turn to single vision. Moving the complexity from without to within.
I don't like this at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and kill it. I think it's a terrible.
From without to within. The storm.
All right, we're going to.
Complexity from without to within. I'm done.
Yeah, we're not gonna use all that.
From without to within.
We're not gonna use all that. That's too much. We're not dealing with all that. We're just gonna take the parts of this riser that we actually like and then use it. We may have this on beat 3 here. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. It's gonna make sense when you see it in context.
Storm inside, turn to single vision. Moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside.
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another one of these.
Storm inside. Storm inside.
But we need to actually double up on it. I want to go to eighth note instead of quarter. So one fun way that we can do that is just by doing this. There we go. Okay, let's see what that sounds like.
Storm inside, turn to single vision. Moving the complexity from without to within.
We need to grab part of this.
From without to within. I'm done.
Okay, good enough for right now. We're gonna do like a big cut right here, so we may not even need this impact kick, but you know what? I could just go ahead and take care of all that now, right now. Boom. Let's go ahead and not erase the automation data, and let's do a cut here. Delete. All right, we're just gonna make that cut right now, right, way ahead of time.
I'm done.
Little drop before the drop here. That should work.
Chasing clouds in my head. Storm inside, turn to single vision.
Okay, obviously it's too loud, but let's see if we can get these command joined. We'll do mono. Should be good. All right, we got that. We've got our eighth note one.
Moving the complexity from without. The storm inside, turn to single vision. Moving the complexity from without to within.
I actually don't know that I want this here. I think I want that.
I'm done chasing clouds. I'm done.
Why is it not cutting? There's somebody who's not releasing here.
Do with it. I'm done.
I see why. Didn't actually get rid of the these. I get it. Kind of sounds scary when you just play that chord by itself, doesn't it? There we go. Okay. Now let's see if we can get that same thing taken care of here. Yeah. Figured as much. Let's get rid of all that. Bring it up to the edge of the region. Yep. This is just something I overlooked. Is okay. Is okay. There we go. Did I do the same thing with the blaze? Yeah, glad we're taking care of some of this now. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see if that cuts.
Without to within. I'm done chasing clouds in.
Okay, that did not fix the issue. We have it split here. It must be the pedal. That's what it is. Sustain. Yeah. Yeah. What if I just didn't sustain anything? And then I just drew out what I needed. That might be a good plan here. I might want to replay.
Cheap.
Yeah, it's possible that I should just replay it, but what we're going to do instead is we're just going to delete all of this pedal markings one time, and then it'll carry over for the other regions. I'd rather just draw out the exact length that I want it to hold anyway. It's because I copied and pasted it from the piano. That was my first mistake. Yep, that seems to fix it. Okay, let's do the same thing here. That doesn't take long, but it will prevent some nasty, unwanted MIDIs from triggering and firing when I don't want it to. So then now we can come in here. We can say we want you to come over. Let's see, does this work if I just do this? Yep. What about that? Yep. That seems to work. So can I get away with all of that if I just do this? There we go. Looks like it worked to the right amount. We can do the same thing here. Now we're going to have to be more careful here. We're going to have to be really selective in choosing which ones. That's what I thought. We're going to have to pull these over individually for one time, and then we'll be able to copy and paste the rest. I really do like this sound, though. It's a very, very pleasant sound for the EDM. Now, can I get away with this one? Yes. Can I get away with these two? Yes. This one I won't be able to. Nope, it won't work, but we will get it at least to the same length. Oops. Got it. All right, this should be good enough. We can definitely do this one all together. Okay, this should... Let's see if that worked. And this we can definitely just like do that. That's fine. What about these? The ARP pad we probably need to do the same thing with, but it's going to work differently. So let's go over to the sustain Uh-oh. We don't have any sustain pedal? Okay. Could have sworn we did.
Storm inside. I'm dying.
Yeah, that works. Now we just gotta take care of the reverb and delay, but that won't be a problem. That'll be an easy fix later. Let's keep moving.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm dying.
All right, we'll deal with the rest of this later. Now let's go ahead and we're gonna get another riser here. Brother. This is cool. I'm excited we have so many new options. I'm gonna play one like that, just by myself. Love it. Right? All right, let's have this riser at the end here. Okay, we're gonna grab another one I think I liked. There we go. All right, let's see if we can get these blended in real quick. There we go. We're gonna have this hard cut. Go right here. There we go.
Inside turned a single vision. I'm dying. Turned a single vision. To within.
Okay, that's fine for right now. We'll leave this as is. We don't need to do too much. What I want to do is I want to just create as much as I can.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco.
I don't actually think I like this impact kick whatsoever for verse 1. I think I will like it for the choruses and things like that. We're going to find a much deeper, darker, like just relaxed kick for that. We're going to pull this all the way up. Love.
Cheap coffee.
There we go. We can get this lined up and we'll deal with this in a minute. I just wanted to at least have this here. We're going to say deep impact kick. We're going to put just a not okay amount of reverb on this, I think. We're going to do effect. We'll call this effects verb. Let's grab some reverb here. Chroma should work. Boink, boink. We're going to put this here. We're going to let this be all the way. We're going to let this be super long. Distance is fine. We're going to get out the EQ. Okay, no pre-delay on this. And you'll see why in a second. We're going to EQ this reverb as well. Boink, boink. And we're going to start bringing in some of that reverb. We need to get all this off here.
Coffee and the smell.
Okay, that'll work. Let's bring it down for right now. We'll put this here just as a placeholder.
Cheap coffee and
I don't love it.
cheap coffee and cheap. Cheap coffee and the cheap coffee and the
Okay, it'll work for right now. Just a placeholder.
cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow.
No ear candy or anything like that quite yet.
Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from
It's got not a terrible like overall like build with the chords and melody.
the storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
Okay. Let's figure out what we're going to do with the real kick and the real snares. This is going to be all of our arrangement effects. We're going to put these down here. There we go. We've got arrangement effects. We're going to start layering in some of the actual drums. Let's find a good beefy snare, and we're going to play a kick and snare pattern that feels nice with this. I don't know what that's going to be yet. Oh, these are the rims. We don't want that. We just realized that's the rim. There. Ugh. Tom and Jerry sounding noise. Oh, oh. That's funny. Bowser? Is that you? Could be okay. We're just looking for a good snare drum. Whoops. We'll keep it for right now, just as a good placeholder though. I like this snare actually. We'll combine it with other things, but let's see if we can get a kick pattern that works well with this. All right, I think I got something in my head. Wait, where's our kick? I forgot what note that was on. A. Okay, it's on A. Got it. Let's see if we can play something more that works.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns.
It's close.
I'm done chasing clouds.
I don't like it.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread.
Don't like that extra double kick here.
Line of the golden thread. Line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line.
There we go. That should be fine for right now. See if that sounds right.
Done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line.
All right. Now we got to fit the snares in between all those.
I'm done chasing.
Should I do the ghost hits right now? Sure. Let's try the ghost hits.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
Nah. This doesn't even sound good with these specifically.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the ghost notes right now. No point.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread.
Close. I did one too early here, one cycle too early. Let's see if we can get this quantized. Let's listen to it.
Clouds in my head.
1, 2, 3, 4.
'Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread.
Whoops.
Needed to spread. Now I'm stitching.
Is that out of time on the...
Now I'm stitching the unravel. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread.
No, just a hair bit early. Let me do it again.
Stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line.
Do-ga. Sorry. Needs to go here. Okay, that's close enough. Let me get this quantized. And let's see if we can hear it in context.
I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make.
We need to find a couple other snare drums now that we've gotten at least this in the starting place. Wait, I actually forgot. There's a snare that I... That's what I want. Hey, what? Oh, I get it. It's an audio track. Okay, got it. Fine. All right, we're going to cut out just the snare from this because I really like the snare on. Yeah, and now we can just copy it and paste it at the right points on the snare track. This probably isn't great considering this isn't where the snares are going to stay, but I just want to get an idea of what this is actually going to sound like. That way we can make decisions to see if there needs to be changes on like the main percussion. We're building this like from total scratch here, so there's so much of this that's going to change, but
Chasing clouds in my head. And burns the wings. I thought I needed stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see.
oh, I put it in the wrong place. No wonder it's not sounding. There we go. Okay, my bad. Let's get rid of this extra snare. There we go. Okay.
Clouds in my head. And burns.
There we go. I like the extra added drive to that. And we need to go ahead and add. Let's do drum verb here. This is separate from our effects verb. This is going to be drum verb. Let's go ahead and grab another chroma verb. It's typically speaking a good one to use. Let's get off all the pre-EQ. Let's make it a little less long. No pre-delay. We need to definitely EQ this reverb.
Now I'm stitching the unraveling. The line of the golden thread.
I know it sounds super dry at the moment. It's because we don't have all the other elements in here, but that's totally fine. We're just building this one thing at a time.
Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spray. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread in my head. Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spray. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made.
This kick kind of sucks, if I'm being real. Don't love it yet. I mean, it's fine for the sort of body, but
Cause the sun burns the wings. Chasing clouds in my head.
That'll work for right now.
Chasing clouds.
All right. Let's see if we can start building a little bit more things in here.
Cheap coffee and the smell. Storm inside turned to single vision. Complexity from without to within.
Whoops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. Meant to just temporarily turn this one off.
Storm inside turned to single.
Would be good to play some little bit of a electric guitar here. Let's see if I can get my electric out and play something that makes sense here. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm just hoping to play something kind of deep and ambient behind everything to kind of give it a little bit of forward drive. We're gonna say electric guitar, and that's my electric guitar. Here's what we can do. We can start with a clean sound, and then we can go from here to make some adjustments to make it way bigger sounding and way more ambient. I think that's the play. Y'all. Okay, we got a regular old guitar here. Oh, we need to turn up the wet ratio. We need to turn up the time, probably the size even more. Turn this to the dark setting. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Could be okay.
The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity from.
That's got to be a part of the D major chord. Okay.
The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. A single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done.
Okay, we could probably use this at some point during the build, but maybe we want to play it during the verse.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco, and unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print.
That was pretty.
Analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done.
Yeah, that should work. Let me build something. Now we need to probably make it a good bit more fuzzy here. Okay, bring the master volume down a little bit. Sounds a little better. Really ambient, which I like. All right, let's see how it sounds.
The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity
Okay, let's record this just so we have it as a placeholder. I actually don't know if I love it yet, but we'll figure it out.
The songs I turn to single vision.
Don't like that too much movement. Hang on.
The storm inside turn to single vision.
Boo. I don't know that I like that movement.
The I turn to single vision.
Oh, wrong note.
The I turn to single vision. Moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turn to single vision.
Yeah, I like that second one better. Let's try that all the way through. Oh, I see. It has to start right on the high note.
I turn to single vision, moving the complexity.
I can't pick that note again. I'm just gonna play it once. And then I'm done chasing clouds. That'll work.
I turn to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turn to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done.
That'll work for right now. We got to put this way back in the back.
The storm inside turned to within. The storm inside turned to single vision.
I think this probably isn't needed here. After I'm listening, I just straight up don't think it's needed there at all.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco.
Yeah, I just straight up don't like it at all. So we're gonna see if we can play it in a little bit more tasteful spot.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside.
Yeah, I don't know that I even feel like I needed electric guitar at this point.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need any.
Could be, but as I'm playing this, I'm like, I don't know that I actually want or need this.
Cheap coffee and the smell.
Maybe instead of that note, we'll do.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print.
This is better.
Analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned to
That's better.
single vision.
Okay, yeah, that kind of patience there I thought was better.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside.
Everything but the end was okay.
I turned a single vision. I turned a single vision, moving the complexity. The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within.
I don't know that it needs it.
Cheap coffee and
Yeah,
the smell
straight up, I don't think it
of
needs electric in the way that I was playing it earlier.
tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hot.
Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna raise the gain of this, lower the gain of that, and just call it a day on that. That's good.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned a single vision. With
There's a small part of me that would consider keeping this. Keeping this piano and just like replaying it and actually like doing it well. I was just doing it to have the chord structures, but actually the piano might actually be okay here. So I just got to be aware of how I'm using it.
searching for a life anymore. The storm inside turned a single, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity.
Sounds good, Timothy. Thank you, man.
From without to within. I'm done. I'm done chasing clouds in my head. Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling and making made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread, the line of the golden thread.
Don't know what I want to do with this yet.
Done chasing clouds in my head.
Maybe we revamp this entire thing.
Storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity.
We don't have a typical musical form here. We have a build into a chorus, but usually the chorus is the build right before the drop. So we gotta have to play with the energy here.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned to single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done.
Yeah, all right. Let's just... Yeah, maybe we'll play this bright pad like that.
I'm done chasing clouds.
I'm not gonna keep that percussion like that. I don't like it.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling and making made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread, the line of the golden thread, the line of the golden thread.
We're just getting this pad played.
I can see the line of the golden thread.
That'll work for right now, at least. Let's take a listen. Good enough for right now. I think I did make one mistake while playing. Yeah, literally one.
Done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings I thought. I'm done.
What if we did something crazy? What if we did something crazy?
The line of the golden thread.
That did not work. There we go.
The line of the golden thread. I can see the light of the golden thread.
I don't care about the rest of this right now. It's not that serious. Like, I could literally just, like, remake all of this crap. Wait, I don't need to redo that. Just need to take out this. I'm leaving this as a placeholder. What if we have an anti-drop to the chorus?
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread.
I'm thinking might be a good idea to bring in a vocoder at this point on the chorus. Uh-oh. Wait, do I have it? Please tell me I've already loaded this in. Okay. This might work. So we need to sidechain this to the audio of the lead vocal. And actually, we'll just say main vocal or lead vocal main. Then we'll come over here to manipulator. We'll go to lead vocal main. This is going to be terrible right now. Uh-oh. We're already getting some latency off of that. Check, check.
In my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread.
Sure. Okay. So let me play the bass here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on low latency mode so we don't experience any problems.
I thought I need.
Uh-oh. There we go. Man, I didn't realize manipulator was going to cause this much of an issue with my check.
I thought I need.
All right. Let's see if we can play just the bass.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns.
Don't love it so far. We're going to turn down the lead vocal just a little bit.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
A little behind. Let's, I don't really like the way this sounds yet.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
There we go. A little better.
'Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
All right, that should be fine just to layer in a bass part. So this is going to be vocoder bass.
I'm done chasing clouds. I'm done
And you start it on the I'm.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
All right, that's almost correct. Now this needs a lot of work. But let me play that again just with one octave, and then I'll add the other octave afterwards. It'll make me more accurate.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
Yeah.
'Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. I can see the line of the golden thread.
That should be fine for right now. I'm gonna have to clean this up later, but let's leave it as is. Here's the thing with these vocoders, they react to the signal that you send through. So what we really need to do is get quite heavy compressors on these.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread.
All right, we're gonna adjust some of these.
I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
I know that sounds awful funny at the moment, but it will certainly improve as I play more of the chords.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head. I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
This is so lagged. Don't know why this causes this much lag. It's possible that it's set up the wrong way with the side chaining, but it's okay. I'll deal with the lag later.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling.
Forgot, we gotta make the format normal on these chords here. Made it too underwater here. Let me turn down the bass just so we can hear what's going on.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
Sure, we can have some fun with like some moving chords there. Let's try it.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
Yeah, we're close. I just gotta get the right chords here. I'm gonna turn off most of these elements that are kind of getting in the way, just to make sure I'm hearing the chord more than anything else. Chord outline, let's bring that up. Okay, so
I'm done chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
It's a lot closer. Yeah, let's try that again.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. I can see the line of the golden thread.
At the end, I messed up there, but for the most part, I kept it okay. Let's take a listen.
I'm done chasing.
Let's take out that high note. We don't need it.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun. Cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching.
We don't want to see natural here. We want to just leave that out.
Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made.
This one didn't connect, so let's get these connecting a little bit better.
To make it made.
This is late, but that's just because there's a lot of latency here when I'm using the manipulator plugin.
So I can finally.
Same thing here. We've just got to clip these to the right point and get them actually handing off the next syllable.
So I can finally see the.
Finally see the light. Fine, fine. We're going to put another note in here because we can have 4. We can have 4 total.
So I can finally see the line of the golden thread. Golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. Golden thread. I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. I can see the. I can see. I can see the light of the golden thread. I can see the light of the. I can see the light of the golden thread.
Okay, let's do that again, but actually play the right notes.
I can see the light of the golden thread.
That'll work for right now.
I can see the. I can see the light of the golden thread.
That'll work. Okay, so now we have a preliminary vocal with vocoder. Not bad. We got to bring it way down in the mix and mix this quite a bit differently, but
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun and burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. I'm done chasing clouds in my head.
I think we're gonna add another octave underneath this.
I'm chasing clouds in my head. I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. 'Cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the light. Finally see the light. Finally see the light. Can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. I can see the line of the golden thread. I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
Not terrible. Don't mind it.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. I can see the line of the golden thread.
There we go.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. I'm chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. Golden thread. Golden thread. The line of the 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 line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. I can see the line of the golden thread.
All right, there we go. That's a lot better on the vocoder. Let's hear how it sounds in context with the bass.
I'm chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line. I'm done chasing clouds. I'm done chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
Okay, not bad. We're in a good spot for right now. Let's keep moving. I really don't like how we're already getting some latency from the manipulator plugin. I'm really surprised to see that's what causes latency like so early on in the game here. Check, check. Don't know. Check, check. Is that any better? Check, check. Well, that's better. That's no latency, but okay, there we go.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head. 'Cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
I really don't like the drums yet at all. I mean, it'll have like the snare reverses to make it bigger. It'll have some shakers and some like consistent percussion, but like I don't like the groove, even if it was filled out, like lipstick on a pig kind of thing. Okay, we've got the vocoder sort of tentatively placed, though there's a lot going on here, and it's like not full at the same time. It's like really not a good sign. Anyway, we'll get this taken care of a little bit later.
Storm inside turned to single vision. I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made.
Okay, this already sounds better. Pulling some elements out that I didn't need.
The golden thread, the line of the golden thread. Line of the golden thread.
This doesn't belong here.
The line of the golden thread. Or the storm inside
Sure.
turned to single.
That's fine for right now.
Hot asphalt burns underneath.
All right, let's take a listen. I might need to take a break for a little bit.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. No. Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned to single vision. The complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned to single vision. Moving the complexity from without to within. Moving the cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where the walls feel hollow. Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt where the walls feel hollow. Noise in print.
We'll do the soft kick here.
Noise in print. Analysis falls.
We'll do Ear
to
Candy
the
later. I just want to get the
floor.
structure of the song kind of better.
Searching for a life I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned to single vision. Moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned to single vision. Moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching.
Yeah, we're not gonna have that in there.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Done chasing clouds in my head. Done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally make it mend.
Oh.
Make it mend. Make it mend, so I can find to make it mend, so I can find make it mend. To make it mend. So I can finally see the light of the golden thread. The light of the golden thread. The light of the golden thread. I can see the light of the golden thread.
Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. I keep on accidentally turning on the on and off rather than just taking a region and then muting it. There we go.
Chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread.
Maybe I'll play some real drums there for like a little groove. I don't know.
Done chasing. I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it mend, so I can finally see the light of the golden thread. The light of the golden thread.
Y'all, I just realized that somehow this was... Uh-oh. Check. Yeah, I figured. Just realized that our volume was way too hot.
Cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco. An unkempt house where
There we
the
are, right?
walls
This should be fixed now.
feel hollow. Noise in print, analysis falls to the floor.
There we go. Okay, now we should be able
For a
to
life
talk
I
and
don't need
communicate better.
anymore. The storm inside turned a single vision.
I think I'm building too soon here. We'll figure it out later.
Moving the complexity from without to within. The storm inside turned a single vision. Moving the complexity from without to within.
I'm gonna put a gain plugin on here to control the volume better than the fader because it's running post effects and it's just not working. There we go.
The storm inside turned a single vision, moving the complexity from without to within. I'm done chasing clouds.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we just have like a fun groove there where I just like play something on the drum kit at some point. Nonetheless, I'm gonna definitely come back to this in a little bit. I definitely have a little bit of brain fog at this point. Been streaming for several hours. I'm gonna come back and see if I can work out a drum groove for that first chorus to just like let the vocoder take center stage.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings.
This is going to be end up being really cool, but yeah, that should be fine.
I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
Yeah, I really don't like the drums here at all yet.
I'm done chasing clouds in my head, 'cause the sun burns the wings. I thought I needed to spread. Now I'm stitching the unraveling to make it made, so I can finally see the line of the golden thread. The line of the golden thread.
And then that's where we'll like jump all in with like some sort of heavy percussion.
From without to dormants, cheap coffee and the smell of old tobacco, an unkempt house where the walls feel hollow, noise in print, analysis falls to the floor, searching for a
That'll work for right
life
now.
I don't need anymore. The storm inside turned a single vision.
It's probably where I could add some extra stuff. We're gonna definitely focus on ear candy towards the end when we have like the structure made. I'm not sure that I like the structure yet. We're gonna probably play around with things, but I'll come back a little bit later. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the stream, and thank you for the engagement. And if you happen to come after and watch this afterwards, this is definitely a work in progress, and I'm on my way to just seeing what works, what doesn't, taking things in and taking things out. We're gonna need to build some sort of drum groove or percussion groove over top of this chorus one. But anyways, I should be back in a few hours. Thank you so much. Have an incredible rest of your day. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Later, y'all.